Yes.
And Elaine.
Yes, I'm going to come in.
I'm this
Girl.
Yes. You don't change.
So go one by one and you can meet the whole gang.
Thank you for taking the time to come up to say hello. We're so grateful that you're here.
I think this is a great area.
We're excited. And, you know, I first met you in the green room at the Philadelphia Convention in 2011. You were there, and you were so, not just courteous, but so comfortable and talkative and just very welcoming, not just to me, to the chapter members and to everyone there. We're so gracious and grateful that you maintain a connection to NABJ. And, you know, we're here today, this weekend, meeting at NBC. And as I've shared with the board, this is literally an honor that you came up, because not only are you Lester Holt of NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt, but you are in fact the highest ranking black journalist in my view, not just in New York, not just in the US of A, but in the world. And we are so proud of you. We appreciate you, and we strive to be like you, to demonstrate your level of excellence and integrity. So
yes.
Thank you.
Say all that. But first of all, welcome. I'm so glad NBC made this happen, to host this meeting, and I just want to thank so many of you I heard from individually, over the last year, and obviously events had their own chorus. I've landed in a really great place. It's a terrific broadcast. I love what I do every day. The side benefit, and it's not a small one, is that it's very heartening to know that you have inspired people. Yes. That's a pretty cool thing, and that's something that people can't, they can't put that in a contract. But I hear it from, my colleagues and from families and people. And I've told this story. If you've heard it, just act like you've never heard it. My mother reminds me. I don't quite remember it, but I must have been 4 or 5 years old. And I turned to her one day and said, "How come there's no colored people on television?" And I don't know what her answer was, but she couldn't have known, I couldn't have known back then that I would have this amazing position. But I just thank everyone for their support. All I ever wanted to be was a successful journalist. I never tried to define myself by race or culture or any of those things. I just wanted to get to the top of my game, and the fact that I've done it is testament to those who open the doors, to allow me to walk through. And let's face it, that's what this organization is about. It's creating those opportunities. Hopefully that I have opened the door now, and this won't become an unusual thing in the years ahead. But
that's right.
Look at the Max Robinsons and people like that, who created these opportunities. So they opened those doors so that it was not a huge deal that suddenly Lester Holt is anchoring the nightly news. So I just thank you so much, and I thank you for what you're doing, your mission of continuing to encourage and make sure there's opportunity for African Americans in this business. Diversity. Everybody's got a diversity person right now, but it's always really made us better journalists if you think about it. Not only diversity in race, but in culture and politics. The more voices we get in a room like this when we're planning our news day, the stronger we are, the better we are. And we report a country that people, that looks like the one they live in, and we're covering stories that they care about. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you for your congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. And can you tell us if there was maybe some words of wisdom, because we were talking earlier today about how this board is a new board. We were elected in August, and we represent so many different perspectives within media. We have Johan Calhoun, who's our regional director. He's based out of Philadelphia. He works in the Black Press. We have Dorothy Tucker, who's your pal and personally, who's been in the business 30 years at one station.
The mayor of Chicago.
Yes. Adam Tucker.
Better mayor of Chicago.
Yeah. My personal experience, having worked in newspapers, having laid off to have to reinvent, and now working digital here at NBC for a broadcast company. Benet is the business owner. Working at Sherlon at the Asbury Park Press. We have a young up-and-coming graduate student at LSU Wilton. In the corner, Gail works in Raleigh.
At the NBC station you were just there.
That's correct.
Yeah. Thank you.
And she's on the entertainment side. Yep. Vicky is in radio in Detroit and does a great job at CBS. And we have our friend here, Dave, who's in South Carolina, investigative reporter. We're very passionate here about making sure that we're representing all of our membership. And I love the fact we have small market representatives here, because that's where most of us start our careers, no matter where we are and where we go. And Tansy is our media-related representative, so she oversees the connections that we have with PR folks. And Greg, who's manning the camera, just came off of a stint at CNN. And is an assignment desk editor.
I just keep thinking how old school he is. Maybe she had an iPhone now.
Better glass, better image, better glass.
I'm like when I see a real camera.
We're fortunate. We're at a point of transition. We're rebuilding NABJ. We're coming up. We have a new board. This is a dynamic team. A lot of new board members stepping in for the first time. Myself coming around for another term. Dorothy coming around for another term. 3 of folks returning as a returning board member. So we have a really good mix. But I'm very excited about Drew Barry being a part of our team, and our staff members here at the other side of the room, Scott, Nate, and April. And Drew brings a wealth of experience as a media executive, former general manager, a news director. So we feel really good about the tentacles that we have in place and how we're working collaboratively this summer, working with NABJ to do the joint convention, which is going to be the convention to be at, no matter what journalism affiliation you have. So we're doing really big things. We just announced a Pointer Fellowship partnership for digital journalism leaders that we're kicking off this year. So it's an exciting time for NABJ. We're rebuilding the organization. But even as we go back to talk to our constituents and members who are on the ground within their market, in their newsroom, what is some advice for you along your path? What can we do to continue to shine excellence and encourage folks in their newsrooms to continue the hard work day in and day out? Any thoughts that you might want to share in terms of even how along your path, how you, not just where you got to today, but as you overcome all those changes in the field, what are some of the things that helped you to just have that rudder to stay consistent?
Well, I tell people, first of all, I'm a testament to this. It's a long haul, and you've got to take a long view, and you've got to earn every step of the way. But the basic advice I give, a lot of young people in the business is you've got to be good at a lot of things right now. I mean, technology has changed. Just being a kind of a one-trick pony isn't going to get it anymore. I mean, the budgets are what they are, and the opportunities, and I always kind of position myself as the Swiss Army knife of the newsroom. And by that, I wanted them to know that he can do a light story, he can do a serious story, he can anchor, he can, a million different things. It makes it harder to fire me, because that was my feeling. And I think that's really the model. You want to be indispensable. I'm also a big believer in work ethic. Maybe I'm a little old-fashioned here, but the way I was raised, they're giving you this opportunity, and you come to play. Every day you come to play, and that's really what has driven me. And even today, every day I start the day wanting to be better at this than I was the day before, even at this level. You still have to have that kind of fire in your belly, but I really take that long view that it's a slow climb. A lot of times you have to make opportunities happen for you and remind people that you're really good at what you do, or you can leverage something. You have this strength that you want to help the organization. But these overnight success stories don't come along very often. It's hard work. It's blood, sweat, and tears. It's a difficult life on families. I point out, to young journalists that, when news breaks, you've got to answer the bell, and that's kind of the way it still drives me. That's what drives me every day.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations on your son.
Oh, thank you. That's cool. You remember when he was in a stroller.
I remember you guys coming to the house when he was a baby.
That's right.
And having some with Tony.
That's right. We were playing cards and he was sleeping in your bedroom. I remember that. But
so he's here. What another?
Yeah, my son Stefan is going to be starting at WNBC here in the building in mid-April.
He's been in Chicago for the last 3 years.
Yeah, he's been at the NBC station in Chicago. So
he's a fabulous.
I am incredibly proud of him, and looking forward to just running into him in the hallways.
NABJ.
Very cool, yeah, it's
yeah.
gonna be very neat, but, listen, thanks again
Yeah,
for,
thank you. Could we take a group picture?
Yeah.
We have time for just a group photo.
Sure.
And as before everyone stands, I did want to acknowledge Elena Nachmanoff, who you guys don't know.
Oh, I know her.
By having
Hello,
Elena.
I know some people
Yes.
here, definitely.
Elena Nachmanoff has been the power in the force behind NBC's participation with NABJ for decades. From those huge, massive, big booth presentations to the programming to our
NBC
training,
University.
NBC University. She really has been phenomenal in terms of a partner with our organization and leading the force. And tell us a little bit about what you do here at NBC.
So I want to thank you all for coming. Welcome to this beautiful room and the building, and thank you for welcoming Lester. I am the talent recruitment person for NBC News and MSNBC, work with the station, CNBC, sports, and we always gather every year, and I've been going to NABJ for NBC for, it'll be 26 years.
She learned more about NABJ than many of you around the
Well,
table.
Drew and I were kids when we started. And so I've met wonderful, wonderful members. NABJ's been an amazing partner with NBC. We've hired so many people from NABJ. The conference is the best always, well attended, really polished members, and NBC always leaves feeling like, wow, this was really something worthwhile and special. And it's helped me in my job. I couldn't do it without NABJ, I'm serious. So thank you all for everything. I'm always available to help. My team loves going, and we're very excited about Washington. Yeah, and Sarah's been fantastic. Re-elect, no term limits.
Okay, we will take